Well, I started in Philadelphia in a cover band playing around bars in tri-state Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware area as a kid. None of us were very happy with that, and we started to write songs to try to get out of the clubs as fast as we can. And we started to also put our own little interesting spin on the cover songs that we were doing at the time. And people started to show up to see how we would do these songs and how we would mangle them, and also to see what we were writing. This led to a record deal with Arista Records. We did that band was called the A's. We did 2 records with Arista a long time ago. And by doing that and doing records in New York, I met producers and engineers and other people that sort of made it possible for me to move to New York. I moved there in the mid-'80s, started doing other records and a million jingles and some tours. I basically, got my career on track. And then sort of the jingles seemed kind of dried up, and the record business changed quite a bit. And I started writing production music and just never looked back. I think that was like my calling, I think. I can do it at home. I can do it now with the internet. I can do it with a network of guys across the country. I have a drummer in Nashville and a keyboard player in LA, and it's just great to be able to work over the web like this. But I basically came out of the bars, and then partly got into a recording career in New York City, and then that into the production music business. One success story was I had some problem with my cable access. And I called Cablevision to sort of complain and let them know that there was a problem, and I heard my music on hold. But that's pretty impressive. That was my second biggest success story. The first one was I was a guitar player for Roger Waters when we performed The Wall at the Berlin Wall in Germany in 1990. That was also pretty impressive. Biggest show ever, the biggest stage ever, the biggest live audience ever, the biggest cranes in the world, marionetting the biggest inflatable puppets in the world. I mean, it was just sheer big. And I was very, very lucky to be a part of that. I had done a record with Roger in a few years before that, in 1988, which subsequently was redone with Patrick Leonard producing, and Jeff Beck came in and replaced almost all of my guitar parts, but at least I got to do that record. And that led to doing The Wall, which was just, it'll never be duplicated. And Roger's touring that again, but not the same size, the same scale. I mean, it was just incredible how big and impressive everything was. Well, I think one without the other. I think it was an active progression, and I did have to learn it perfected over time. As a kid growing up, I just loved the textures and the sounds of metal music. A lot of times the singer would come in and start making pterodactyl noises and turn me off a little bit, but the huge drums and the crashing guitars and everything just really appealed to me, resonated with me. I just always loved those textures. So it was a natural progression. It didn't happen overnight either. Well, I tried to be as authentic as I could. I used a lot of real drums and really spent a lot of time crafting the guitar sounds. I think the approach was to listen quietly, to make sure everything sounded good and blended well, and just hear all the detail. And then I would put it on stun, incredibly loud, just to see if it blew me out of my seat. Sort of the listening aspects of it that really were important. I think it's less is more. It just has a really nice, evil kind of slinky quality that I really like. And the drums are really cool, and I think it really worked out.